What's up? It's Ciera.
Hey, it's Ebony.
And welcome to the Real Play Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the first podcast. It's Ebony.
And I am Ciera.
So we want to give a little brief introduction about ourselves so you can get to know us. My name, again, is Ebony. I'm 32 years old. I currently live in Maryland. I've been here for about a year. I am from South Carolina. If you cannot hear it in my voice, I'm from a very small town, and I usually do not tell people exactly where I'm from because no one has ever heard of it, even if you live in South Carolina. I'll give you a point of reference. I'll let you guys guess. You can hit us up on Instagram and try to guess where I'm from. Not friends or family, but you can try to get. So the point of reference is it's near Aiken, South Carolina. So Aiken and Augusta, that's your point of reference. So
figure it out from there.
Figure it out, and we'll see what we can do for the winner. If I haven't said this already, I am single and I'm navigating dating with dating in 2020 with these dating apps and meeting people in person, and guys having small hands. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. So anyway, another thing about me is I am I'm an avid learner. I love learning. I'm very analytical, and I am a seeker of information. I love reading books. So if you guys have any books that you have read lately, send them to me. And I also love articles. I'm always looking to grow and be a better person. So I think that's all about me for right now.
All right. Well, you sound very interesting, Ebony. I'm ready to do this season with you.
All right.
Well, everybody, my name is Ciera. I don't think I have any Southern twang in my voice because I'm not from the South. I was born in Virginia, but I was raised in the good old sunny Glendale, Arizona. Yes, I am from Arizona. I am 34 years old. I'm hitting a milestone this year. So y'all, birthdays, I absolutely love birthdays. Sometimes I celebrate people's birthdays harder than they celebrate their own, but I will be 35 in October. So it's time to start planning. Yes, I'm one of those females that celebrates all month. So from the 1st to the 31st, we will be celebrating Ciera's birthday. So everybody get ready. Make sure your passports, we making trips. Something's happening, okay? Like I said, I was raised in Arizona, but I attended school. I went to college in North Carolina at Fayetteville State University. Let's go, Bronco Pride, attitude check. Yes, there is somebody in here right now who went to Bowie, but we're not going to let them speak because it's all about Bronco Pride right now, that royal blue. Okay. I moved to the DMV in 2009 where I work pushing paper all day for the federal government. That's what I do. I'm very active in my sorority. I love my sorors, aka till the day I die. I'm also a past business owner. I am a self-proclaimed daddy's girl. I love sports, food, and traveling. You can catch me at the gym every now and then, but I really like being a couch potato too. So I do both.
Gym is life.
The gym is fun.
I'm kidding. I don't go to the gym that often, but
You should go. You should go. Because look, let me tell you something about the gym. You really get to see some people up in the gym.
All right. Men.
That look good.
All right.
Okay. So I love going to the gym. Well, I don't love it. Let me stop lying. I love going to body pump class. It's when you're doing like the deadlifts.
I know I had so many jokes in my head, but go ahead.
You was about to take that somewhere else.
Yes.
I love body pumps. That's on Thursdays. I love Zumba, but I don't like going into the regular gym because I feel like everyone's looking at you, and I don't know how to use the machines. So
I don't want to pay for a gym membership.
It's only $15.
Really?
Yeah, come to the city I live in. I was come up there.
First of all, that's far. I don't even know if $15 is worth it.
It's probably not, but I think that everyone should, get a little gym in their life once a week. Sometimes I'll go at 10, 11 o'clock at night because I don't go to sleep early, but that's just what I do.
I'm getting back on my health kick, so.
Let's do it.
Yes.
2020. Get fit.
Get fine.
Yes. 25 fine. 35 fine. 35 is a new 25. That's what I meant. Okay. I am obsessed with nail polish and nude lipsticks and nude lip glosses. I don't wear a lot of color on my lips, but you'll see it on my nails. I have like 20 of the same color. It's
me too.
Because you'll buy it in the store and then you go home and you're like, dang, This has just got like one letter different in the nail polish name, but it's the same thing. So that's me.
And I love lip gloss. Like, even since I was a kid, Grease used to be my lip gloss.
Grease. Hair grease?
Yes.
Blue Magic?
Absolutely. And Vaseline? Oh, my, yes.
On your lips?
Yes. Before
lip smack?
I used to have that. And then, you remember you go to the Chinese store and they have like the roll on?
Yeah.
But I lose lip gloss so often that my dad had stopped buying me chapstick. And so I was licking my lips. I literally in school had got a ring around my lips because he stopped buying them because he was like, you keep losing them. It didn't help to this day.
I'm trying to see how you put Blue Magic on your lips.
Try it. If you look, nobody buys Blue Magic today, so you wouldn't try it. But I used to use it. Yes, that was my lip gloss.
Not even the coconut oil?
I was with what money? I was a little kid. Yes, Blue Magic. Shout out to anybody who has ever used Blue Magic on their lips.
I don't think there's anybody but you.
I think people have.
Look,
listen, if you've ever, please guys, if you've ever used Blue Magic on your lips,
please DM us because I don't think that anyone else exists.
Y'all ride for me because I know I'm not
Ebony,
the only one.
That's Ebony's voice saying that she put Blue Magic on her lips. That's not me. Okay. That's what's up though. Like we do like the same things. We're both very active in church life where we go. But we just met.
Yes.
And I think you heard a little bit about us individually, but let's tell everybody how we actually met because nobody knows, but based off the way that we've interacted, you would never know we've known each other.
Almost a year at this point.
No,
almost.
Not even.
6 more months?
Yeah, in 6 more months. So I wouldn't call that a year yet.
I just shortened our time. My bad. Well, anyway, shout out to Mel because
Melita.
Yes,
she introduced us.
I met Melita. So you guys don't know her, but I met a girl through a coworker of mine who introduced me to a church, and I started going to this church, and I was looking for friends, and Melita introduced me to Ciera because we all were taking the same class. Mm-hmm. So we were taking a marriage class that was for singles only. And want to tell them a little bit of about interesting things that we learned?
In the class?
Yeah.
I actually would need to pull out my notes because that class ended in like November. So you know how sometimes when you finish a class, like it just goes right out. But basically, it was a relationship class for singles just to prepare us for marriage and prepare us for what we're looking for in a mate even before we get to that point of wanting to marry them. And I think it was I think we did get a lot of gems out of it. One of the ones that really stuck out to me was expectations and setting those in the beginning because you never know, like you're from South Carolina, I'm from Arizona. There are certain things that you learned when you were growing up and you expect everyone else to know those things because that's where you were from. Like you expect everyone to know that you could put Blue Magic on your lips.
Stop it.
But I'm from Arizona and I don't expect anyone to do that. So it could cause...
That's a bad example. That's a bad example.
Sorry, I was just trying to be petty, y'all. All right, but for real, like one of the examples that stood out to me is when I went to college in North Carolina. So in Arizona, people aren't not friendly, but they're not as friendly as Southerners, of course. So when I'm walking around campus in North Carolina, everyone is like, hey, and you speak to them the first time you see them in the morning, like, hey, then you have a 50-minute class and you get out of that 50-minute class and then you see them again on the yard and they expect you to speak again. And I'm like, I said hi to you for the entire day. And to them, it's normal. Like every time you see somebody, you speak. But my expectations is if I say hello to you once, we good. We might be good for the whole week. Like I really don't even have to feel like I have to speak to you every day. And something as small as that in a relationship can cause a lot of issues. Like if you're dating somebody and they expect one thing from you and it's something that you've never even thought about, it can cause issues down the line.
So I have an example too, like opening doors, right? I expect a guy that I'm talking to open my door.
Every door.
But it may not be a thing here.
These Northerners.
Yeah.
It's a different set of men up here in Maryland. Oh, I just want to turn your mic on. Do I? But we not.
So here's the thing. I was talking to this one guy, right? And I have this I'm on one of these dating apps. Oh my God. That's another story for another day.
It's coming
and
up.
This, one of the prompts says, You pick me up, you open my door, right? The guy replies back, you open mine. And I'm like, I don't.
That's what he said?
Yes, I don't
And he
open
meant it
doors
too,
for
right?
guys. But I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, "Yeah, you're supposed to lean over and open their door." And I'm like, "And
that,
what?
Yes,
I
that is
didn't
a
even
thing.
know that was an expectation."
That
So
is
I'm
a
like,
thing.
"That's absolutely, I'm not doing that." But I expect it to be done for me.
My-
We can fight about that later. I just feel
But that's an
like
expectation that could ruin the relationship in the beginning.
that's the only person in life that I've ever heard say.
No, I will say my dad taught me that.
Okay.
He
My
did
dad
teach
did
me
not.
that in high school, and I have always, you just lean over and you don't actually open it all the way. You just pluck it open and like push. You just pluck it. And
You're
then-
opening the door.
No, but I mean, you're not like leaning your whole body over there and literally like throwing it open so it's open for him. You're just click and push so that he can just walk up and just grab. Like, it's just, my
Maybe.
dad's old school. He's from Richmond. Like, I guess that's what they did back in the day. But he taught me that, and I have learned that is. I thought when you said open doors, like I was thinking he was expecting you like at a restaurant or something to open.
Absolutely
I was like, no,
not.
girl, we're not doing that. No, but yes, just pluck the door open a little bit and push it. Little things like that. I'm telling you.
So 1 minute ago, I just said no. Now 2 minutes later, I may, depending on like how much I like the guy, possibly.
You might change it up. Yeah.
Possibly.
Just make him feel special for a second.
I think
And
about
nothing
it.
else. Don't open any other doors, but that. Don't pay. I mean, I know you're
First of
you're an
all,
advocate of no pay.
No.
Nothing.
And I've been on. This is not a
And I
dating
won't even-
episode. I'll stop
yeah,
my.
Oh, yes, y'all. We having fun up in here.
This is not a dating episode, so I won't go into depth about things that I've endured. But yeah.
But that goes to the expectation. So going back to why we even brought that up is that we met Mel in this class and we learned a lot. And Mel, we love you. Hopefully you're listening to us today. But from that, we've developed this friendship where we talk every day. We send videos to each other all day, every day when I'm not at work. When we're not at work.
Yes.
And then one day we were eating at one of our favorite restaurants right now. And we were just like, hey, basically, let me back up a little bit. I was in a fast in the beginning of January, and I was downloaded into me that my voice needed to be out there in the world. There were struggles that I've endured. There's lessons that I've learned that I felt that God was telling me I needed to let out. I needed to help other people. And we were just eating, and I kind of brought that up. Like, I got this epiphany during my fast, and this is what I was thinking. And she was like, hey, I was thinking I always thought about starting a podcast. And she talked about a topic that we felt, we're not going to bring it up now because it may end up being an episode,
cool.
but we talked about a topic, and we were talking to the bartenders, and it turned into like an hour discussion with the bartenders and patrons of the bar. And we're like, look, if we can get this much going in one question, like, we definitely need to be out there and let our voices be heard. And so that's how this podcast kind of came about. Like, our friendship started to grow, and we decided, let's talk to the people that are like us, that may be slightly younger. Because the older millennials, we're out here making life decisions, transitioning from one stage of our lives to the next. And there's something that I may have done back when I was 29 that someone at 32 may be about to embark on. But hey, let me tell you what happened in my life. Let me tell you where I went and why I went the way I went.
Right. And we're also looking to learn from you as well. Like, if you have some life circumstances that you've been through and you think that we should share it on the podcast, let us know. There's plenty of things that I feel like I can learn from. So, and again, I said I was an advocate for learning and information. So,
yeah. 2-way street.
It is. So, since we've been knowing each other for less than a year.
Oh, almost a year, but still
Almost
6
a year,
more
but
months
6
to go.
What is something, this is random, but what is something that you gained from our friendship? So random.
That I have gained. I have gained somebody that I know, like, when I wasn't sleeping. Mm-hmm. Like, you would always just send me, and I can talk about this a little bit later, but I've had a lot of tragedy within the last 7 months, which has caused me to not really be able to sleep. And so the fast came at a good time, and even this is a good outlet for me to get over the things that have really just kept hitting back to back to back. But you would always say, oh, well, hey, let me send you this, or I heard this, or you'll send me something on IG, and I'm like, oh dang, like she's still. It's not like I just said, oh, Ebs, I can't sleep, and you were just like, okay, cool. Like
Yeah.
you were constantly like sending me stuff that let me know that you cared about my overall well-being. And so I know you prayed for me and all of that. So I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was annoying you, actually.
No, because it was like I needed the help because I can do my own little bit of research, but even without sleeping, it's like you go to work all day and you get home and you're tired, but then your brain doesn't even want to do any extra research even for yourself. So when you were sending me stuff, I was like, okay, I did actually look at all the stuff that you sent. So that's what I gained. I gained like a prayer warrior, like a friend that's not just like surface, just like, oh girl, you good? Okay, you good? Okay, cool. Or you bad? Okay, well I hope everything's good soon. Hope you feel better. Like it wasn't that. So that's what I gained.
Yeah, I think something that I've gained from this friendship is maybe I feel like I'm a loyal friend, but also being able to step outside of myself. So with you, like stuff that I go out to eat with you all the time. Like we go and we talk to people, and I'm like, I'd rather just sit at this bar, mind my business. But so I've learned to like tap into more of my introverted side with us being together. And I think
you're extroverted. You want to be out here.
Did I say introverted?
You did, because you are an introvert.
I meant extroverted. I am very introverted, by the way. But yeah, I've learned to tap into being extroverted, and I feel like over the past month or so, like I've been doing a lot more stuff that I normally would just be in the house. Or
just wait, because spring is coming and summer is coming, and if you think that I have you out now, wait till there's festival like this. You'll be here for a whole year, but I don't know what you was doing before, but it's about to get live.
Did you not hear about my last week? I feel like I was doing something every single day.
Yeah, but just imagine it's gonna be on a higher scale once summer comes and people are out, and we're gonna be out, and you see the sun is still up and it's late, but the sun's up, so we gonna really be out. So yeah, I think it's cool. So that was a good question, and I know we gave an overview. So the next thing is just kind of, do you want to give the listeners a little bit of a glimpse of what's currently going on in your life?
Sure. So right now I've moved here a year ago, and so I'm currently trying to date. I'm not really, honestly, I feel like I'm not that good at dating.
Who is?
I know, but I am more so the person, like, I'm single and I'm happily single, and so if I stop being single, like, it has to be for a good reason. And I do want to get married and I do want to be in a relationship, but I feel like nowadays guys dating and guys that come up to me isn't just worth my time. So but we'll talk about that later. So
I feel you on that.
So I'm dating, or trying to date. I won't say dating, trying to date. I am trying to find my footing here, so I'm trying to get into a lot of activities. I've been doing more at church. Shout out to my QE group at church.
What's QE? They don't know.
Oh, sorry. It's Queen Esther. My church has a discipleship program that I'm currently in. And it's 18 months of my life.
Mine is 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in a discipleship 3 years.
So I've been trying to balance that. I've been trying to balance my actual job, learning. So I work in IT, but I don't want to specifically say where I work. So I've been trying to balance like learning more there. As well as like having a personal life, and just trying to find like new hobbies and things I like. I feel like as I get older, things that I used to like before, I don't like them anymore. Yeah. And right now I'm into brunching, so I do like to go to brunch a lot. It's expensive, guys. Living here, I will say, if you're thinking, we're going to talk about this later, but if you're thinking about moving to the DMV area, it is very expensive. Especially to go and be social. It is very expensive. And for where I live, having to take an Uber to the city, granted, I don't live far from the city, but it's very expensive to take an Uber there and back home.
Because it's a lot easier for you to Uber instead of driving down to DC and trying to find parking. Because sometimes you can really drive around for 30 minutes and not even find a spot. I'm one of those people. I don't do that. Like, I look for a parking garage. I will pay $20. Okay. I'm at that point now in my life. Like, I rather pay then try to parallel if I even find a spot. So
that $20 makes me upset because I'm like, if I'm gonna pay this, I could have just took an Uber and
It
saved
is,
myself the trouble of parking.
yeah.
So that's something that I'm doing now. I'm trying to find some new hobbies. Like I want to get into painting. I want to try. Did you see the little Tupac painting at my apartment?
Yeah.
It's not that good, but I want to try to get into painting a little bit more. I want to try to discover some new hobbies. I want to travel more because I haven't traveled a lot in the past year.
You got a passport?
I very well do. I do have a
All right,
passport, and it has stamps in it.
We
so
getting them stamps in October. I told you I'm turning 35. I'm not playing. Keep it. Is it valid?
It is very valid.
It's not
when in
expiring?
October?
Well, my birthday is on the 2nd, which I believe is a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was already gonna have something planned, but we can talk about it later. I can
I'm gonna
move
let
it
you,
around.
I'm gonna
I
let
can
you
move
start. Okay.
okay, I can move some stuff around.
All right.
So tell me a little bit about what you are into now. I know.
What's currently going on in my life? So, as I said earlier, I push papers. My job is extremely busy. It's ridiculous how busy we are right now. I work actually in contracts. So I spend 8, maybe 9 hours a day at work. And then I come home and I'm just like, oh, I just need to lay down. I just want to chill. I want to relax. But I don't do that. So I stay very active in my alumni association. That keeps me busy. I stay active in my sorority. That keeps me busy. As far as dating, I was in a very, very serious relationship that ended 2 years ago. And once that was called off, we kind of went our separate ways and decided I was engaged and decided we weren't going to get married. After that, I kind of didn't really want to date. I just was like, I'm going to do Ciera and I'm going to travel and I'm going to just hang out with friends and I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. But that again was 2 years ago. And so now I'm like, okay, I'm about to be 35 and I haven't dated anybody between him and now. So I'm finally starting to try to get out there. I have finally been convinced to get on a dating app. So
I'm like, girl, who convinced you? I'm just kidding.
Lots of people have been telling me, and I finally decided to do it. I haven't had any success. Like, I don't know if anyone else is on dating sites where they'll get that initial message from somebody and then like, hey, you're pretty. Okay, cool, thanks.
I can do a whole podcast on
episode?
guys' profiles.
Oh, just reading their profiles.
And how horrible.
Oh, no. Yeah. If they don't have anything in their profile, I just swipe or X because if you have nothing there, then I have no time for you.
Yeah, it's bad.
But I haven't had any success. And I was not trying to get on them to begin with because I felt like I want to meet somebody in person. Like, I want to be at a game night. I love game nights. So if you're in the DMV and you hear about a game night, even if it's at somebody's house and they say you can invite other people, hit us up with a DM with that address. Slide in the DM with the address. We will be there. I will bring my Uno cards and my Jenga, and my rules count for you cannot. So for Uno.
Listen, I'm nice in spades. I'm real nice.
You were nice at my game night a couple weeks ago. I heard about it. But Uno is my game, so I travel with my cards. We can do that. So if you know about any game nights, let us know. But I feel like that's how I'm going to meet the person that I'm going to eventually end up with. Like out and about. Or through a friend. I don't think I'm going to meet him on an app. But the lady at the bar, and it sounds like I drink a lot. But when I sit at the bar because I go to restaurants by myself a lot. And so I don't want to sit at a table because I feel like that looks lame. But I have no problem going and sitting in a bar and talking to the bartender. Even if I'm just getting, all those times we went and we just got water. I have no problem doing that. But the lady at the bar last night told me to stay on the app and give it some time.
All right.
So, and her birthday was Thursday. No, it's tomorrow. Her birthday's tomorrow. And I'm just going to listen to her.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens. But other than that, I'm excited my parents finally moved closer. Being from Arizona, they lived in Arizona my entire life, basically. And they now live in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if I'm not here, I'm somewhere in North Carolina. I'm either in Charlotte, I'm in Raleigh, visiting friends. I might swing through Fayetteville, visit friends. But the one drawback for them living closer, because one time I was on a work trip. I was gone for 2 weeks. Well, I started on a personal trip. I went to Toronto for Caravana. Right after that, I flew to Dallas for work for a week. Then I flew to Denver for 3 days for work. And when I flew back, that next morning, my mom's like, oh, yeah, we're in Virginia. We're on our way up. We'll see you in a few hours. What? The house ain't clean. I have literally been away from the home for 14 days. I flew in and got back here at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now y'all coming? That never happened when they lived in Arizona. So it's kind of like there's pros and cons to having them live closer.
Yeah,
This is my
I can
first
imagine.
time having them live this close since I was 18. So yeah, needless to say, I told them, like, if you could show up unexpected, expect the unexpected. So my house is a little dirty, but it is good to know that they can come up for Christmas or they can come up for birthdays and different things because they're only right down the street. And shout out to my parents. I love y'all. They just celebrated 40 years of marriage in October.
All
I went
right.
down there and threw them a little cookout. It was a 40-year anniversary for them. It was a welcome to Charlotte housewarming, and it was a 65th birthday party for my dad. So
That's awesome.
we were down there partying up for a little cookout back in October.
Come on, electric slide.
So they're a little on the older side. Oh, they're not super old. I told you how old my dad is. My mom is about to, well, I ain't gonna say her age, but her and my dad are very close to each other in age. Sorry, Mom. But they don't electric slide anymore.
All right.
But it was fun. So it's good to have family close. I have 2 brothers, and both of them still live in Arizona. Maybe one day I can get them on this side of the country, but for now, they're still over there, and it's love. But that's me in a nutshell. I just love to hang out and be around people. It probably seems like I'm an extrovert, and I need to retake the test because I don't think I really am an extrovert because I really do thrive when I'm home by myself.
So I think you can be both
You can.
introverted and extroverted. So
I think that I'm more introverted, seriously, though. But I think I become extrovert when I feel like I have to.
okay,
And when I feel like
I can same.
I can't just be chilling quiet all the time. Like, if everyone's chilling quiet, it's going to drive me crazy. So, look, I'm about to be the one that's going to say something. And I'm about to be the one that's going to make that introduction and make that connection with some random person because I just don't want to. Silence is deafening sometimes.
Maybe. I do realize 2 things I didn't bring up is that I'm navigating making friends here. So that's the thing with moving to a new city is very hard as an adult to make new friends.
It is.
So I am navigating that. And as well as I didn't mention anything about family. So my family is, I do have some family that live here. I do meet up with some of my cousins every now and then, but most of my family is in the South. So I do not get to see them often. So I try to connect with them or call or check in, and I am a daddy's girl, so I try to call him at least once or twice weekly. So yeah, I'm definitely all over the place with whatever is going on in my life right now.
Yeah, so we're both still in like these transition years.
Yeah.
Where you're transitioning to a new state and a new job, a new career, or it's in the same career, but a new position in a new company,
new coworkers,
new everything.
Yeah,
new
everything.
That's a lot.
It's a lot,
and it could be really taxing.
It is very taxing. I do keep in touch with some of my old coworkers because I feel like when you're going through any change in life, it is important that something remains consistent. It doesn't matter what it is, just at least one thing has to remain consistent, because if not, and I think also and this is an introduction to our lives, but I will say to family and friends, if you have anyone who is moving to a new city, please reach out to those people. You just don't know how much they go through with moving. And you know, dark days, good days. It's a lot with moving to one state from the next, let alone, 5 or 6 states.
Oh yeah, I did the whole country. I was like, get me
or
out of
the
Arizona.
whole country, right? And especially if you don't know anybody. Yeah. So that would be my one.
And that was the beauty of moving here, is because when I moved here, I did have some sorority sisters, some line sisters that lived here. So I was able to hang out with them and try to get my feet wet with, okay, let me figure out what I'm gonna do. I had no job. I had $200 in my bank account when I moved here. It was kind of not a smart decision, but I was living in Atlanta, and I totally left that out of my timeline. But I graduated from college, and then I moved down to Atlanta. I couldn't find a job because it was the time of the year. I mean, it was 2009. We were in not a recession. What did they call it? No, was it a recession in 2009? I think they technically called it a recession. So So anyone who graduated in 2008, you know what it was like. I couldn't get Walmart to hire me. Subway wouldn't call me back. And I was like, I'm a manager. At the time, I was working at my university as a manager for a cell phone store. So I had like experience in leading. I couldn't get anybody. I got down to $200. I was like, what do I do now? My aunt, she was like, Obama just got elected. He up here in Maryland giving away government jobs. Come up here.
Giving away jobs.
That's exactly what she said. Shout out to Aunt Andrea for that. But I came up here and everything fell into place. And I felt like, there was nothing else but God who helped me get here.
Absolutely.
Get the job that I got at the time that I got it. At first, yes, there were struggles. I was working at temp agencies and doing what I had to do to make money, but I did eventually get to where I am, and we can talk careers later, but it was a lot. It was a lot, and I really can't even say any other reason of how I made it, but I do know that when I came up here, I knew in my heart, whether I had $200 or $2 in the bank, that I was going to be successful. I literally knew that in my heart. I knew without a doubt I was gonna be somebody up here, and I'm just thankful that it.
I definitely think it's a mindset, because if I look back over my life, I mean, I know I'm only 32, but just me as a kid, all the trauma that I went through, and we can dive into that later. And then just being an adult, going to college, figuring it out, didn't have anybody to really help me navigate through college, and after college. People tell you, hey, if you go and get a college degree, you'll be able to get a job. But I'm also in debt. So nobody tells you that from college. Right.
They don't say that.
No one says that. And then trying to navigate, like, what do you really want out of life? And, again, moving to a new city. So I lived in South Carolina and Columbia for a while after college. And then I moved to Atlanta. And then now I'm here in Maryland. So I feel like I've had a ton of life changes. But thankfully, because of things that I've been through in my life, I've been able to pretty much hold my head high and get the job done. Mm-hmm. And I think that both Ciera and I's experiences will have a lot to hopefully someone can identify with through listening, and we'll be able to try to guide you a little bit, and hopefully you can give us feedback and tell us what something that you can help us with as well. Maybe.
Yeah, we're all here to help each other.
Definitely.
Pass the key of knowledge.
Pass the key of knowledge.
So yeah, you are in for a treat listening to the Real Play. We're gonna keep it real with you. You're gonna keep it real with us. We're gonna give real life experiences. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna talk about, you name it, like relationships.
Yes, definitely. Sex.
Finances.
Different avenues. So if like you guys are interested in certain businesses, we can definitely bring different people on. We want this to be a model of the lifestyle that most of our listeners aspire to. So we as well will be learning from this podcast, and we hope that we continue to grow and continue to all evolve and learn from each other.
Yeah, nothing is off limits. Nothing. So ask us what you want to ask us. We'll be real honest with you.
Maybe I'll be a little bit too much with my mouth and a little bit too honest about my Blue Magic grease that I used to use.
Blue Magic, like, I'm sorry. I really, like, when I say I need you, if you have ever put that on your lips, I need you to DM us right now.
If you haven't, you are not a real one.
The Real Play Podcast. Matter of fact, send us a picture too with it on your lips.
First of all, no one buys Blue Magic now.
It's still in the stores.
But no one buys it. Okay, I mean, if you want to pay for a Blue Magic and only use it for your lips, that's fine. But
I
was a kid. Stop. Anyway,
define kid.
I was small, like 5.
Nobody told you that you shouldn't have been able to touch that Blue Magic by yourself.
First of all, it was Blue Magic, and it was Maury's, like the orange tan.
It's not getting better.
Guys, please comment and let people know that you can use grease for lip. No, listen, if there's any advertisers that want to go into a deal with me on creating a lip gloss, that'd be awesome.
A lip gloss made out of Blue Magic hair grease.
I will not.
Yes.
Actually, I might have one called Blue Magic just as a joke.
Lord. Oh, Lord.
It won't have Blue Magic grease in it, though. You guys are silly.
Well, thank you so much for listening. We hope you are able to connect with us on something that we've said today. We are gonna we're just ready for you guys to listen to us, for us to speak to you, for us to build you up, you build us up. We're just gonna have a good time. Like, we're gonna enjoy each other. Right?
Yes, and we are definitely looking forward to the next episode. Please stay tuned. It will be on mental health.
Yes, mental health.
Which is very important for the times that we're in now. We hope that the mental health as well as this episode can inspire you. And let us know, like, once you listen to the episode, if you have any other questions, get at us.
And let us know, even if you listen to the mental health episode, you may have other topics that you want us to even talk about. Let us know that, because we will definitely dive into them. We'll talk to them on our own. We'll bring somebody on. We'll do what we got to do, because we're here for you too.
Yes.
This is fun.
This is fun.
It's going to be great.
Yes. And we'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all social media platforms at The Real Play Podcast.
We would love to hear from you, so leave us a comment, DM, or voice note. And don't forget to come hang out with us on our next episode.